Hello, hello, everyone. Happy
Good
Monday.
afternoon.
Happy Monday. It is Monday, 2 Mondays before Christmas of 2024, which means almost the end of the year. Can you believe that it's almost the end of the year?
Right.
Oh, geez.
Hello,
Casey.
Angela. Yeah.
Casey is on with me today because Casey was making something a while back that we thought would be a fun Monday jumpstart. So if you're watching on the replay, we start about 5 minutes early, so we have time to say hello to everyone and catch up a bit, and then we will start. So you could go 5 minutes into the recording if you want to bypass all the hellos. Hi, Angela. Angela was the first one in. Hello, hello. Hey, DM, good to see you. Carrie, hi. Carrie doesn't usually get to join us on Mondays because she works Monday and Tuesday, but she's got a couple months where she is available. So excited to have Carrie here. Yeah. Hi, Margie. Hello, Sarah. Who else is here? Jen. Jen is working, but she's got us in her ear. Margie, this year can end soon as far as I'm concerned. Oh, I think it is going to end soon. Let's see. Oh, and Casey, you already typed in there. Wow, you're good.
Yep. I was going to leave you say the verbal hellos, and I'll just type them. I'm not like coming over you at all. So.
Nah, that's okay. We talk over each other. We know we're not offended. We know we're just both excited and trying to share stuff. So
exactly.
So how's everybody doing? Yeah, Jen's ready for the end of the year too. Well, I don't know. Another year, and what do you think, Casey? Are you ready for a new year to start? Ready to be done with this one?
I don't think I would say like there's anything like I regret necessarily this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I started my YouTube channel this year.
Nice. So see, this was a successful year,
and it's been good. Like I don't have too terribly many subscribers, but like I'm not there for the subscribers. I'm there to enjoy myself, encourage myself to use the stuff I own.
Exactly.
That's why I got it. That's awesome. Like that's my incentive to be creative, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's helped me reach new people and everything. So this year has been a huge blessing to me in this creative world. So
I will start a YouTube channel. Just let me say that. That's a really good reason to start a YouTube channel. Never thought about that, but I like that. To motivate yourself to use the things you have. If you feel like you need to put content out, you'll be using stuff, right?
Right, exactly.
I like that.
So for the new year, I think what I'm going to work on is minimizing. Not necessarily doing like a whole like purge or anything. Just I have so many things that I have like at least 50 of. Like envelopes, file folders, whatever. I got an excess of it, and most of it I got free. Yeah. I'm just going to try to dwindle down to where I maybe have 20 of them, just enough to be able to do a little mass thing.
Like we think we're never going to get them again because, this is the last batch on Earth.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, like I'm going to do something like that and just get rid of it. It's going to create a lot more space for me, and that's going to be my goal for this coming year.
I like that. That's a good goal.
And we have a thrift craft store that's going to be opening up sometime during the beginning of this year or this coming year. Yeah.
Like a thrift store that's all based around crafts and arts?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm super excited for that. And a lot of the stuff I have, I'm going to try to donate to that. Because I don't know the whole shipping thing, because I know I would love to do like Happy Mail to people and everything, or potentially do a sale, but I know I am a very gifted procrastinator, and I'd hate to make anyone wait, so I will just donate it.
Well, the rack, they won't even know they're coming, so you just do it whenever you want to do it.
Yeah.
That you don't have to deal with the sale. And if you want help with the shipping and figuring out a good, easy way to do it, I'm happy to help you with that.
Yeah.
I like that you've already thought ahead. This is my plan. This is where I think I want to go next year. I think we all should have a crafty plan.
Yeah.
I'm working on, yes, it's very similar to yours. And I have too many things. Well, too much of the same things. So like you said, envelopes, I don't just have, 20 envelopes. I've got, I don't know, 500 or whatever. I keep finding different containers with more of the same stuff. So I'm planning on doing some racks and sharing some of that stuff. And I wish we had a thrift store. We used to have a reuse, what do they call them? Those reuse stores. It closed down this last year. So
really?
I don't even know why.
The ones that have what's the word? Like construction people donate to.
Yes.
Like that. No, we have one of those. Habitat for Humanity. Reuse.
Yeah, we've got one of those downtown.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a specific reuse art supplies or craft or whatever they call it. And I don't know why it closed down. I found some cool things there, but different people have them around.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Margie's plan is to hoard her preciouses. You do that, Margie. You already have been very good at purging a lot of your stuff, so you whittled down quite a bit. So it's good because sometimes it is the last batch on Earth, so you got to hoard it. Creative reuse, that's it. Creative reuse stores, which are always.
I wonder if Creative Reuse is a chain because part of the name for this one that's going to be popping up is Creative Reuse. But but it has a different main title, but that's the subtitle for it. And I've seen on some people's videos that they've gone to craft thrift stores and it's the same thing, but the main title is different, but the secondary title stays the same.
If I understand it correctly, Creative Reuse is like saying thrift stores. But if I say Goodwill or Desert Industries or, then it's a specific thrift store. Yeah. So my understanding is Creative Reuse is, so then you identify immediately what type of store it is.
Oh, but it's not identifying as
Purple Octopus. The Purple Octopus Creative Reuse store, Goodwill thrift store. So I don't think that it's a chain. I think it's more of a category.
Okay.
I think if I understand it correctly, Carrie, DM's telling Carrie, wear blinders if you go. Yeah. Cause sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I would go in there and there would be nothing. Other times I'd go in there and there'd be tons of stuff. You just never know. But I will say, we've discussed this, Casey, and you are doing the same thing. I have become very, very selective. Instead of going, oh, that's usable, I'll buy that. Or, oh, that's cool, I'll buy that. I stop and think, do I have some? Yes. Is it the kind of thing I could find again once I go through the 20 or 50 that I have? Yes. I don't need it,
Good afternoon, Julie.
Or am I really going to use it soon enough to make it, getting really selective on the things that I do get as to whether I'm going to actually use them or just let them stack up and get in my way. So.
Yeah, that's where that's where my mindset's starting to go. That's why I haven't been doing too much shopping.
Yeah.
Whether it's online or physically or YouTube or physically. I already have so much, but if there is something that I am absolutely certain I don't have, that I could use, then I'll probably buy it. But
that doesn't mean we won't buy anything.
Those things I'm seeing, I already have 50 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and and the more we make, the more we do these laughing crafts, and the more we make, the more we use up. So the more we'll be able to get more, right?
Yep.
So, hi, Julie. Didn't get to say hi when you came in. Margie's like, gasp, you need it all, Marianne. Yes, I do. Oh, yeah.
Oh, nothing at all.
Carrie just sent her kids off on a 3-month-long vacation. Oh, man. That's why she has 3 months off, because she usually takes care of her 2 grandkids on Mondays and Tuesdays. So, hey, Sarah, other Sarah. Now we have both Sarahs here. We have Sarah Cozy and Sarah Tooker. So awesome. Southeast Asia. Oh, that sounds fun.
Hello, Sarah M. Welcome in.
Okay, so let's get into what we're going to make today. I'm going to hold that sample. So the sample of the base one, you've got 1 or 2 already done of that. I'm going to let you show them. We are making altered playing cards, and the cards that you use can be any size. We have them from just a standard deck that you'd find at a casino to a little bit larger. You can even do, like, these are Disney fairies, Go Fish or Old Maid, to even a little bit larger, or to the Gigantor. Some of you have these. You got them in card packs, and they're like 11 to 12 inches tall. So you can literally use any size card for this. Standard cards are ATC size. Well, that is good to know. I mean, we've altered lots of playing cards, but this was just really fun. And Casey was telling me about it, and I love the look he's gotten and how that's going. So he's going to show you the primary one. We'll show you how to make it, and then we're going to show you some options of things we've done with it. Go ahead, Casey.
Okay. So this is the most simplistic one I have so far. This was the last one I did.
I love it.
And it just opens up, and I did leave a little opening in the back here.
So that's not the simplistic base one. Yeah. That's adding a pocket.
Yeah. So I guess this one would be the more simplistic one. But yeah. So there's that. And it's just 2 playing cards back onto each other. One of them you put a door on, or cut out the door. Yeah. Now there are a couple different ways you can do the door. Marianne actually brought up that you can score it, so you don't have to detach it at all, and you just cut 3 sides open.
Did you detach that one, and then you connected it with what?
Yep. And I connected this with typewriter ribbon.
Okay.
But you guys can do it with washi. Mm-hmm. You guys can do hinges on the side, anything like that. And then I did this one. That one. And there's this one.
These are so cute. They are playing cards with doors.
Yep. And then this one I did a typewriter ribbon in there, and I just covered it so you can't even tell it's there.
And look at the adorable closure. It's a part of a measuring tape.
Yep, it's measuring tape. And then I think this belt buckle thing here is Tim Holtz Ideology.
Cool. Right, DM? Typewriter tape. If you've got some of that old typewriter ribbon from way back, or you see that at the Creative Reuse store, because that's not, I don't really see that around all so often. But if you do, yeah, that makes good. It's like washi, but it's not going to tear like washi. It's going to be a whole lot stronger.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot stronger. It's fairly thin, so it's not going to be as thick as like your seam binding or anything like that. It's going to be a little thinner than that, but it's still going to have enough.
Thin enough to use and to bend, not get in your way.
Yep.
So, okay. So let me get some of these cards out of the way, and I'll try to use, I think, some of this kind of bigger size one. They're a little bit easier to see. So just know that the bigger your card is, the more you have to decorate. But the tinier your card is, the more difficult it is to work on because teeny tiny. So we'll use, I think we're probably using about the same size. There's, I don't know, about 3.5 or something by probably 4.5 or 5. I'll move these out of the way. And now, are you going to use a blade, or are you going to use your trimmer? Because I didn't go down and get a trimmer with that type of thing. So if you have it and you want to
I can use my trimmer since I still haven't found my
find your blade. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is cut. You've got 2 cards. There are 2 cards. We'll use these 2. And if you have one that is a face card, for the front card, it gives you a perfect line already to cut on. And that's a whole lot easier. If not, what I have done is just take my ruler, there it is, take my ruler and a pen, a literal ink pen, and I just drew the square where I wanted it. Because they're laminated, that ink just wipes right off. I put a little hand sanitizer on my finger and rubbed it right off. So we are going to cut that first out. This one looks like a Domino's box to me still. This one I cut all the way out, and I decided not to do it rectangle or square just because of the decoration that was around it. But you could also, as Casey just mentioned, just cut 3 sides and leave the door to flip. So that is probably the easier way, unless you are using cards that are plastic.
Like actual through and through plastic.
Yes, these are actual plastic cards, which makes them real easy to cut. But when I bend this and fold it, it doesn't stay like a piece of paper. And it just really gets jacked up. So this one I have different plans for. I went ahead and cut the whole thing out. That looks like a teeny tiny card on its own. So I love that. It's so pretty.
Okay, so DM asks if we sand our cards because it's got that coating on it. Yes, exactly. There will be gluing involved. There will be connecting and everything. And that will not hold properly if it has that plastic surface. It's like putting glue on a silicone mat. It's going to come off.
That's a really good analogy. So for me, I found that when I cut the doors first and then sanded, I was like catching on it and tearing them or wrinkling all up. It was a whole lot easier for me to sand the card before I even started to cut.
Yep, and that's why I started doing that already. Yep.
So if you sand your card first, and you only have to rough it up a bit.
Yeah. Just enough that you don't still have that like sheen on it anymore.
Yeah.
Or at least barely a sheen on it.
And Casey also brought up a good point to me that if you sand it only one way like this, and then you look at it, you might very well see the sand streaks.
Yep.
And if you don't want those lines, just do it the other way as well. And it really doesn't take a whole lot.
Yeah, or if you have one of the sanding disc daubers, just go in a circle. Yeah, just swirl it.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
Okay,
yes,
and then
always first.
We have both done it a couple of different ways. We've actually both done it multiple ways, and so to figure out what would be the easiest and save you a little bit of headache. And so here's one that's in partial form. So this would be the back. This will be the front, with the door. So we have determined that if you want to cover it, now, you can do this any way you want. But if you're going to cover it with a napkin, with tissue paper, with anything you want, actually, I have some of this. It's like vellum, sticky vellum that I thought I'd peel off and stick on, one. You can cover it with anything, but it seems to be easier if you cover the card first and then cut out the door, unless you don't want the door frame covered. But if you do, it's a whole lot easier. This one, I waited until after, so then I covered the door, and then I had to cover all 4 pieces of the frame separately. Would you agree with that, Casey?
Yeah.
Easier to do it all at once?
Yep.
Yeah.
And word of caution for those who may be sensitive to dust particles or anything like that. This does create debris when you go to sand. So if you are sensitive to that, put on a mask or something, or just don't do it. But yeah, so just be cautious of that.
Now, they took a lot less sanding than I expected. I expected it to take a lot more to get through that finish, and it didn't. You can see when you start to sand off bits and pieces that it really doesn't take much, to sand that off.
And these look fantastic inked after you sand.
Yes.
Because it basically fills in those grooves, and it basically re-clarifies the picture in a way. That's one thing I noticed with some of mine. After I inked it, it looked like it filled in the gaps and everything and looked like a whole picture again.
So you're adding a whole nother color to the picture, which gives it a whole different look. That'd really give it the vintage look. You want a vintage king or queen. I think I will just do this one ink. Actually,
I don't know what they use to coat my cards, but man, this stuff smells like it smells weird.
Oh, ooh.
It smells like cleaning chemicals.
Oh, that is weird.
Very unusual. I've never had that happen with the card before.
Shallow breathing, shallow breathing. Yeah. I don't think I've smelled that with a card before either. Okay. So I'm going to use the king as my front card.
Yep, and I'm going to use my jack as my front card.
Okay, so we're going to cut out our door 2 different ways so that you can see 2 options, because you may have one and not the other. I'm going to use just a craft knife to cut this out. And Casey is going to use a paper trimmer. And a lot of your paper trimmers, the kind that, what do they call those kind? The slide trimmer. A lot of the paper trimmers already have grooves and notches for you to line things up just for this purpose. And so you can start in the middle of a piece of paper to cut. You don't have to just go end to end. Now,
yes. So you have ones that go horizontal and then ones that go vertical, right? Yeah, because diagonal is that way. So like you can actually square it up to where you see the kind of see where the corner meets. You'll just line up this groove with this line and this groove with this line. And then you'll just go straight down until this groove meets back up with this line. And then you got that cut.
You guys catch that? So stick it in there and see. So there's 2 grooves on his slide knob, and that tells him exactly he wants it to start at a certain spot. So he's lining up the vertical line with the vertical groove and the horizontal line with the horizontal groove. And then when he pushes down right there, now the blade is in right in that corner.
And I got to do it like on my mat. That way I can see what I'm actually doing.
Right. Yeah. And in the air, trying to balance it. So then when he pulls down to cut, he just stops when that horizontal groove gets to the horizontal line. And he's cut straight down. See? Perfect. Margie says, enjoy that inking. I'm going to ink today, Margie. We have, just so you guys know, we have a new challenge. It's a Margie challenge. Margie's going to issue a challenge to everybody in January, and she's been leaving hints and along the way a little bit. But okay, most of you are probably more coordinated than me and can take a ruler And a metal one is probably best because a plastic one, you can actually cut the edge of the plastic with your blade. I don't do so well with this. I don't know why. I can put this against this and I can cut, and I either push the ruler off because I'm trying to hold it in so tight, or if I don't, I end up going off with my blade. So it doesn't seem to matter whether I have that blade or not, or the ruler or not. So I am just going to go ahead and do it with my blade. I like to get my hand at the edge of my table. I lock it in like this and I hold the card down. For me, that's just the comfortable place. And I'm just going to put the point in where I want it to cut.
Are you going to do the scoring hinge?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I'll show them the reattaching hinge.
Oh, did you want to do the scoring one?
No, I just wanted to figure out who is doing what. So we can both show both.
Did you have a plan for it for the scoring one? You could do that. No. Okay.
No, I had no preconceived ideas of how I was going to do it.
I hadn't even thought about that. Okay, so I am just going to go really slowly, and I'm cutting into a self-healing mat, so I'm not worried about that. And if I go really slowly, and I'm actually moving my entire arm, my entire hand, so that I'm my hand, my forearm, my elbow, I pull the whole thing along like this. Instead of trying to do this with my hand, I can't keep it straight that way. But if I lock it in and then pull my whole arm, it seems to be really easy to keep a straight line. So I will do that again down the side and across the bottom.
Slow and steady.
Yeah. If you can make it work with a metal ruler, go for it. I just always end up so much more crooked that way.
Mm-hmm. And I will say from experience with one of my cards, it is easier to, like, if you're doing the trimmer method, it is easier to do the trimmer if you have already sanded down the back of your card, because with the plastic film on it, it tends to slide.
I hadn't even thought about that. Good point.
And I figured out that was why it happened. So it is better to go ahead and sand the back of your card that you're going to cut and then do the trimming, because then it will have traction to hold still.
That's a great
idea. One of my cards because I didn't sand it and it slid on me.
Oh.
But I will show you guys what I did as a little fix.
There is always a way to fix it, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because those mistakes that you don't get the result you wanted or had in your mind, and they force you to stop and think outside the box and then come up with something completely different. And that's where really cool creative things are born out of, is when we can't just do what we already have been thinking or always do. So I love that. I am going to sand the edge of this just a tiny bit, just to make sure it's smooth. That will help the door close a bit.
Good afternoon, Anne-Marie.
Hi, Anne-Marie.
JMH.
Welcome. Hi, JMH. Angela, I just love that you have a creepy journal. I just love that. She's going to make one of these for her creepy journal.
Ooh, that'll be fun. Yeah. Have like a creepy door or window they're looking through. That would be fantastic. I love that idea.
Okay, so actually
I need to do something like that too. That sounds fantastic.
Just have it ready, and so every time you make something, if you make a creepy one and a nice one, and you could take a creepy one and add it to the creepy journal. I love the idea.
Yeah, make a variety stash.
Yeah.
So
like mass making, but they're all different.
Yeah. Same formula, different themes.
Anne-Marie, you might not have met Casey. He is a part of Happy Paper People, but he works during the day, so he's typically not available on Mondays. And he happened to have this Monday off.
Yes.
So I am going to score the hinge here. And I'm going to use this little ball stylus. It's a very, very small one so that I can get a groove there. But I'm actually not going to put it on my scoreboard. I'm just going to set it down on my self-healing mat. That's enough give. And I'm going to first line up the stylus where I want it to score. Because it's a ball, it needs a little more space than a pen would to make a mark. So if I line that up and then I'm bringing my ruler over, I can see how close the ruler should be. And then I can line my ruler up all the rest of the way down, hold that tight, and I'm just going to score that up and down 2 or 3 times.
Hello, Bananas. How's it going?
Hey, Bananas.
I swear I just saw you an hour and a half ago.
Casey was live on his channel this morning.
Yes.
Okay, so there, and it doesn't take much of a score mark there to get that door open.
Yeah, you don't need that much pressure. You don't want to end up ripping through it by accident.
Okay, so
personal mistake has happened there too.
That's why we try to make some ahead of time so we can make all the mistakes and then show you the mistakes and tell you about the mistakes. We don't want you to think that we show you perfect ones and that it went perfect for us the first time and nothing was wrong, because then when you make something happens, you think it's just you, and it's not just you. So
we all go through them.
Yeah, we like to share those things with you, but we also try to save some time. And if we can do that ahead of time, then it saves time making those mistakes here. Although sometimes when we are experimenting with stuff here, we just do that right from the beginning and let you see mistakes and all. All right, whoops.
In all their glory.
Right. We do love mistakes. They do bring about some very cool things. And I will say, how you fix that is, we had to think about that one. But it turned out really cool.
Right.
I hadn't even thought about the eyelets, by the way. I just said the holes, and you added the eyelets, and I thought, yeah, that really added a level.
Yeah, I might end up doing an eyelet on this one.
Okay, now I'm wondering if I have sanded enough, as it feels like it might be coming off, although I might just have glue on my fingers on the floor. You never know. Okay, I have not done one like this where I just inked it like this. So I'm trying something different here.
Oh, holding it all down together and doing it? Yeah.
I'm just inking it. I've been putting, like this one was tissue paper over it with script on it and stuff. Some of the others, we'll show them, tissue paper or napkins, things like that. I haven't just inked one plain, so solid. So I'm going to do that.
Carrie, Jen probably took it. She took mine earlier. She gave it back though.
Where's your bone? Yeah. Oh, those bone folders, they just, have a way. If you can't find your bone folder, you can grab just an ink pen, and when you close it up, just use the edge of the bottom there. If you're looking to score the door, that would work. Okay, and when I'm all done, I may end up going around the edges darker just to give it a little bit of accent there, but I'm going to wait and see.
And you guys use whatever ink you want. If you want to ink it up, you don't have to ink it up. If you like the distress as is, then just leave it alone. You do you. This is just as much your craft as it is ours.
I meant to grab a new pack of baby wipes, and I forgot. All
right. And one thing I will, I'm the proverbial bone folder thief today. Yes, you are, Jen. So one thing I will say, like if you are disconnecting your door and then reconnecting with typewriter ribbon or whatever you're going to use washi, it will when you go to open it, it will need that extra room. So what I previously have done is I will cut the edge that is going to be the opening part, but this time I'm actually going to trim off where the hinge is going to be. So this part will still stay flush, but it'll still allow the room for the hinge.
So he's talking about just trimming off a hair.
Just
so you
a
have
hair.
enough for it to open and still close, because you've created space by cutting it, by separating it.
Yes.
So you could do it with your scissors or your paper trimmer, but you'll see just such a sliver that he will take off there. All right, I think. Okay, Carrie. So
that's literally it. That's all I'm taking out.
Just a hair. Carrie, you can cover it with paper now after you have cut the door. You could cover it with paper before, with napkin or tissue paper. This one is tissue paper. This one, I think I'm not going to cover it. I'm going to stamp it a bit so I get some script or something around the outside where it's kind of plain. Let me look and see what I've got right here.
Are you answering her covering?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could cover it before you cut the door, or you could cover it after.
Yeah.
It's easier if you have not cut the door, but I feel like you already have, Carrie. Yeah. So if you've already cut the door, that's what I did here. So I put glue on the door and I put the tissue paper over it. And then I just cut that out. And then I just put glue on the sides one at a time, the door frame, put some tissue paper over it, glue here, tissue paper over it. And I just let it sit there for a minute until the glue dried, and then just turn it over and cut it off. And I also glued on top because it was tissue paper to make sure, stayed down really well. And I'll end up, decorating it some. So if it looks a little rustic, that's, in my book, that's kind of okay too.
So this is my typewriter ribbon I have. It's kind of a brownish color.
It's cool. Did you get that at a thrift store?
No, I had gotten an old typewriter from an estate sale.
Uh-huh.
And
I put it in the garage.
And I pulled out the whole thing.
Nice.
Well, it wasn't this one. This one was from Irma. No. What? Not Irma. This was Jean. Jean gave me the black one, and she sent the spools with it. This is the one the brown one came off of.
Yeah. Okay. So, Carrie, if you want to cut the whole door off, Carrie, you can cut the whole door off, and then you can use washi to hinge it back. And that way it would be easier to cover just the door, and it'll be easier to cover the frame. Yeah. So many different ways you can do this. I mean, literally, it's anything that you can think of.
It's not really a right way or a wrong way. It's just a new way of doing it.
It's just your way. Just a way. I'm going to see if I can put this whole script all the way across the whole thing. Let's see, did I put... I did. I'll use that since I've got it here. I never want to craft. All my stuff disappears, so I'm rummaging here and there as always. Yes.
Right.
You can use dies to cut openings well. Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of dies. Yeah. If you wanted a shape, like a door that was the shape of a tag, or a lot of you probably have door or window dies.
Window dies would be fantastic.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Like if you just wanted a little peephole, like towards the top of it, that would be fantastic. I was actually just thinking about that.
Yeah, one of those little ones you just open up to see who's out there.
Because like this is an ATC right here. And this is on watercolor paper. So you can do essentially the same thing with this.
Great idea. I love that. I love that idea. Man, taking that out for a while. All right, so I am going to use this entire stamp. I'm going to stamp that whole card at once. Hopefully everything gets enough ink. I should probably put it in my Misty, whatever it's called, so that if I have to restamp it, I could. I don't know if I've ever even used this stamp, so maybe I'll stamp it on a piece of paper first. I really want to.
Yeah, but if you're trying to like mass make these, a die would be perfect. A die or a punch that fits your card just right would be absolutely perfect for this.
So another thing we looked at, Casey has some round cards. Do any of you have round playing cards? Getting lazy in my old age, Margie. Like easy peasy. I do too. Depends on the day. Sometimes more complicated, but if you've got round playing cards, I've got some that are kind of Z-shaped. Round ones would be cool to cut a round door out of the middle. Depends on how big the cards are.
Marianne, now that you mentioned dies,
oh,
I could have done that yesterday.
We thought about punches, but the punch.
No, we thought of everything but dice. The most obvious one. Oh my gosh! Thank you for that,
Margie.
Oh my gracious!
Yep. To remind us of the one thing we didn't think about.
That's why we do this.
Exactly.
That's exactly why we do this.
Down there.
Because we may not come up with the ideas, but we know you have them.
Yep. Margie will always come up with a good one. That's perfect, Margie. We needed that yesterday, by the way. No, because the die was not, I'm sorry, the punch did not have enough space in it to get to the center of the card. Right? Too many licks. So, so that didn't work. But a die would have worked. Would have been perfect.
Yeah, because here I did not put those cards away. So
oh, cool.
I can show you the cards we're talking about.
Now, if you are comfortable, you could take your blade and you could draw a circle around something, and then you could take your blade and hand cut the circle. Casey didn't want to do that. See, those would be so fun.
Yeah. And I don't have my X-Acto knife, so like I wasn't about to risk it with a box.
Who took Casey's X-Acto knife? He hasn't been able to find it.
Yeah. I think Jen might have taken that one too.
Jen, come on.
Yeah, a hobbit hole door. That was perfect.
Oh, that's a great
idea. That idea. Beautiful idea.
Yeah. Hobbit hole. I love that.
And then you could put like one of the
or an Angela's scary channel. Have a scary face behind it or something.
Oh yes. Peeking through the window.
Yeah. Open it up and you get that.
I'm gonna ink this one up.
Okay. I am using archival ink.
Yes, she is, Margie.
What?
Margie said Jen is such a klepto.
Right. We're trying. We have been trying to get her, beyond that.
Under control.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
She's like, I have the power. I have all the power.
Yeah. Giving Jen all the power of all the stuff. She's like, fine, I'll take it and use it. Gotta do an intervention. We need an intervention on Jen.
Yes. So where I was mentioning that I had accidentally trimmed a little extra off the door at one point, this is how I fixed it. I put eyelets down here, and then I had where is it? It's like fibrous cloth. Marianne thinks it's like cotton paper or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's a paper, but I don't know. You're gonna find out.
Yeah, I still haven't looked into that yet. But I tore like little half strips, and all I did was just tie it through the eyelets, and now it looks like it was intentional.
Yeah, looks really cool.
And like the colors go perfect with the wasp and everything. Like, and I just happened to have this laying around, and it was a cleanup cloth.
Looks great. I was going to glue it on. I have a very cool nature door, and I love the bugs inside.
Yeah, where's Lindy to admire the bugs?
Right? Yeah, she might be watching but she's at work, so
yeah,
can't speak up. For those who are watching at work, but they're not working at home like Jen. Hi. Sarah said she'd be watching, but she's at work. No, not Sarah. She's here. Sarah's here. Sarah might be at work too, but she's here. Who was it that said they would be at work but watching? Maybe it was Sarah. I don't know. All right. So I just went ahead and stamped that. Now let me see what I'm going to do here.
Man, I wish I had that cracked
pistachio?
No.
What are you thinking you want to do?
Cracked acetate or whatever that Tim had.
The crackle, yes. That sold out and we never could get any.
Yeah, because could you imagine turning this into like a Halloween door or whatever and having that like right in here?
Yeah.
Okay. And having a creepy silhouette on the back card.
Do you have a stamp of shattered glass?
I do have a crackle stamp that would probably work that I used on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Crackle or a shattered glass or well, either of those two. And if you stamp the acetate, even the back side of the acetate that is inside, then it would look shattered.
Yeah. I'm not doing that to this one, but I was just saying that would be really cool to do.
I'm with you. I'm going to do that on one at some point and make a creepy one. I really like that idea. The haunted house one.
So fun.
Okay, so we've given them the basic. We haven't glued this together, but before we do, shall we show them some other options so they can see if they wanted to do a pocket or, some of those other things before, because you'd have to do that before you glue it down.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, we can do that.
Why don't you go ahead and show them? You've got many more samples than I do.
Okay.
Look at some of his cool options here.
Okay. So the one I was just showing you guys that had the crackle on it. Oh, that came up. Oh, I must not have sanded that well. My bad.
Oh, we're good.
Well, that allows me to show you like what's going on here. So I used plastic packaging, which I probably could have used something a little different like acetate or vellum. But just glue around the rim here, just like these three sides, the left, the right, and the bottom. And then you can adhere that onto the frame and then do the same thing on the opposite side of the frame when you glue it onto the back card. And then it makes the pocket, if I can put it behind the thingy. There we go. So there you go.
Very cool. Yeah, then you could stick something in there and that thing could be changeable.
Yep.
So
let me think if I have.
I like that idea because if you were putting it in a journal, you could put some ephemera in there. You could put some pretty coffee dyed paper ready to journal on.
But obviously use a glue that'll work properly or make sure you've sanded it properly, which I think was my issue. I didn't sand it properly.
Okay.
So I'll have to adjust the one I currently have.
That's okay. It's, part of it came up, so it's easy to make your adjustments.
But I think vellum or acetate would hold better than just glue, just plastic packaging, which I'll have to look around here to see if I have acetate or vellum.
Okay. Do you have another one to show them?
That's the only one I have for a pocket made.
Any other options that we didn't already talk about? We kind of just jumped in and.
Yeah, because we did you talked about the tissue, which is what I have here. I haven't fully constructed this one just yet.
It's easy to do multiple parts and pieces at the same time and then construct them.
Yeah.
Later, even that's like all the prep work. That's all the time-consuming stuff. And you could construct it with whatever theme you want at the time.
I think that's it on my end.
Okay, I will show you just one more then. That so this is with the hinges, and there's all different kinds of hinges. And honestly, you can use anything you want as a hinge. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. So I don't know what these are called. These little swivel closure things. Swivel closure, is that what it's called? And just added the little key, like it's supposed to go to the lock on an S hook. And this is just I don't even know. I don't know what they're called. They just are. So there's the little door that would open.
Okay, Angela.
And inside that one is the pocket that Casey was talking about. And I just slid a
her pocket worked out better than mine.
On our butterfly. I guess it's an acetate, but it's a really light acetate, not the thick, heavy. So it came from packaging, but it wasn't like the cellophane bag. Cellophane is really hard to work with. It's super thin. And then the acetate, some of it's really thick. So this is like a medium acetate.
Yeah, the one I used was really thin.
Yeah. So I have trouble with the cellophane. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this package is perfect. It hasn't been crinkled at all. But every time I try to use cellophane, I just have troubles with it because it's just harder. It's just harder to use. So this is actually tissue paper. Just a teal and a blue and white tissue paper. So I did the teal on the door frame and also the back, the front of the back. So the back of the pocket is that teal. Oh, you know what? Did I pull it open? No, I did not. Good. And then once it, and I did glue on the bottom and the top to make sure it was set. Once it was dry, I did take my ink and just rubbed over it just a bit to tone it down because it was awfully bright, and just wanted to tone it down a bit. And then this just felt like it needed something, and so I just took a stamp that had swirly designs on it, put it in archival ink, and stamped around the front. That's what came off. I forgot to glue those guys down. Just needs a teeny tiny drop of glue right there at the end so that it stays there. So, and this is just, both of us did this. It's just a stamp from a stamp set. We just stamped a number and put it behind the little book plate, like it's the door number, the house number of the door. So you know what? That would be super cute on the front of a journal too, like the house number.
Yeah.
Or the person's name, like it, their and the nameplate on the door of their house. So they're just fun. There's just so many things that you can do with them. So I have another idea going right now too. I want to kind of try to get to the first stage of this, and so I can do the stages at the same time. That's a little easier for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use these two as doors, and they don't have any mark on them. Well, I guess I could use a mark on the back. Hadn't thought about that. It's kind of right in the middle of those two. So I'm just going to mark out a door to cut with a pen, because the pen will just Oh, well, that's if I hadn't sanded it already. Yeah. If I don't sand it already, then it just wipes right off because it is slick. So I will use a pencil. So whatever I do to it, it'll just get covered up. And I'll go inside. I'll go about right here. I don't know where that mark is there, but wherever these marks cross will be my corner. I can see going the same. Let's see, that'll be easier this way. I can just get the same distance roughly from the clubs. Oh, Casey had a really fun pack of cards that had the spades were actually a spade, a shovel. The clubs were actually, it was a Flintstone club.
Oh, yeah, and the heart was an anatomical heart. The diamond was a diamond.
The human heart.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, that is fun. You know, that would be cool to put in the creepy one and use the heart one.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. And then have a big beating heart behind the.
So I have some alcohol inked vellum that I did.
That's pretty.
And I'm going to put that as the window.
Yes, the window.
So you can still like kind of see through it.
I love that. That's super pretty.
So this should hold better than my plastic did.
That'll be cool though. Hadn't even thought about doing alcohol ink on it. See, more things.
Mm-hmm.
They were really cool cards. Oh, a jumpstart with all acetate ideas. Let's see here. Angela says, Casey, email me. I can send you a couple and you can copy them on acetate and cut crack. That's what I do and use it as templates. Cut crack. Cut the cracks? Are you talking about? I know. I don't want to get into your business. I don't want to jump into your business, Casey, but are you cutting crack these days? I thought we talked about that. Oh, man. Angela, you're funny. You crack me up.
Hey, what I do to get my craft supplies is my business.
Right. Okay. That's true. That is true. Fine.
Okay, and if you're gluing something on here that is like plasticky or anything, when you go to make sure it's like actually touching down, like fully adhering, pull away when you go to smear it down and everything. That way it's not coming into your open area. Does that make sense?
Oh, when you're gluing just the edges?
Yeah.
Rub it away so you're pressing.
Yeah,
you watch.
Yeah, rub it away so you're rubbing it out and off instead of rubbing it into your image. Yeah.
Well, that's a very good point. All right, so this one. I ended up cutting that paper too. That's okay.
And I'm going to see how well this holds by compare. This should hold much better by comparison to that other stuff.
The cellophane kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Now I'm trying to hurry and my lines are getting crooked. If I just take it nice and slow, it works perfectly. And not that it takes that long, but then I try to hurry.
See, and then you can see the hearts through it.
I love that. I love that. That was a great idea, using that alcohol inked acetate.
Vellum.
Sorry. Either way.
You're fine.
I have alcohol inked acetate, not vellum. Probably why I thought of that. But either vellum or acetate alcohol ink works on and would be great on that.
I overdid my glue because I don't need it to go that far over. Now, one thing you can do, let's see if my sewing machine's available. It is available enough that I can do the idea I have.
Yeah, so, I love that too.
So I'm just going to clean off this glue because I'm going to try something different, and you guys will see how it turns out. Okay. So I am just going to make sure this is dry. And then I'm just going to put low glue here, 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 and here on screen. Okay, good. And then I'm just going to do that to hold this card in place. There we go.
I love this idea, so I'm anxious to see how it looks when you get that done. While he's doing that, a couple other things that we talked about or have started are having the playing card turned horizontal instead of vertical, and then having your door open the same way, but you would have a wide door instead of a long door. That could be more like a barn door. That would be cool. Have animals behind it.
Or a garage door.
Or a garage door, yeah, and then it could go up that way. Yep. Oh, that would be cool in a gentleman's book and have a car behind it.
Yep. Just a Lamborghini in the background or something.
Right? Yeah. Even stick some cool car ephemera into an acetate pocket back there.
There you go.
Behind the garage.
Or if you had car cigarette cards.
Oh, yes.
That would be fun. Just pop that in there.
Too. Okay, the other way, and I kind of got a little off my way. The other way would be going back to the vertical and having your car door open up.
Words are difficult.
Right? Very. It's Monday. Yeah. So, yeah, you can open it any which way you want. So, you might have guessed Casey's sewing on his card because he had his sewing machine handy, and he had this idea yesterday, and I'm anxious to see how it looks because I think it's going to turn out really cool. All right, so I am going to still a little bit tiny here. I'm going to try an idea I had yesterday and didn't have time to get to. We get all the parts and pieces made for a ton of them and then put them together whenever. But you start doing it and you get an idea to do something a different way and you're like, oh, I got to stop and make that piece so I don't forget. Or cut out notches that make the door look like boards or wood. Yeah, you could you could score the lines through it if you wanted to, and then when you ink it, ink would go down into those grooves and look like wood. Or stamp it with a wood grain stamp.
There you go.
That would be cool. Okay, that one. I should have eaten these maybe before. Would have been a little easier, but that's okay. Yeah, that's like the more you guys talk and the more we start doing them and thinking through them, the possibilities are really endless. There are so many things, many ways, many directions that you could take these. And we only took time to make a few and then had all these ideas, but didn't have time to make them. And even now we're talking about them, making a couple more, but still have more ideas that we don't have time to make. Just use regular brown ink, maybe? Yes. I'd probably try archival, I think. What can I use instead of distress ink, because you don't have those? Anne-Marie, what kind of ink do you have? Oh, that's what you were talking about, Margie. Any regular brown ink would work for distressing. Or you can distress in any other color too. It doesn't have to be brown. I only did brown because I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate this one. And so...
and having a neutral ink like this lends to whatever you want.
Very general neutral. So... okay, I want to... where's that stamp?
But archival or stays on, both are
I probably
very good permanent inks.
I probably wouldn't ink it that like this part, the inking in archival. I thought you were talking about stamping on it like this. So for the brown background, just to make it vintage antique, I would use just any regular brown ink that you have. And then if you want to stamp on it, a design or words or whatever, that I would use archival ink so that it stays permanent.
Yep.
I think that's where you were going. Or, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to sand or anything, yeah, you'd want to use permanent ink if you're going to distress, do like just distressing or whatever.
Good point. If you don't want to sand. The other thing, if you don't want to sand, you could put a real thin coat of clear gesso or white gesso or black gesso. Or you could take white gesso or clear gesso and add just a drop. I would probably do clear and add a drop of brown ink, like from a refill, and tint your clear gesso and make it look like vintage. So then when you coat it, you really just turning your card into a vintage card without having to do anything but coat it with gesso.
They're sewing.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Yeah. Nice.
So one thing you also could do, I already had the door already hinged on and everything. So, but when you get the door off, you could actually sew around that door. Both the outside frame here and the like door itself.
Yeah, if you cut it all the way out.
Yeah.
You can't, hard to do that if you're hinging, but yeah, if you cut it all the way out, that's a cool idea. I like that idea.
So I'm just thinking about that now after I already did all my stuff with it.
Right,
but, yeah, so if you don't trust your glue like me to hold it and you have a sewing machine available, you can use your sewing machine to secure it. So now I have a pocket here.
Margie, that's why as soon as we, I think of these ideas, some of these were ones we talked about yesterday and we just didn't get around to doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to hurry and make at least a part of it so that I don't forget the idea because I won't remember them all later. But then you get into making it again. Once you sit down and start doing it, all the ideas come to you again, don't they?
Oh, yes, they do. And oh no, those aren't. I wish they were.
All right.
No.
This would be fun in a color themed journal and inking them in shades of the color of that journal.
There you go. That would be fun.
Not just brown. A vintage photo.
It's not thin enough either.
Okay, so this one, I want to do a vertical one like this, and then use two smaller cards horizontally like this.
Oh, there you go. I love that idea.
So that's what I was thinking about last night. And it's almost like the two, I mean, you could cut this in half. You know, the Dutch doors where top opens and the barn doors, and then the bottom opens. But then it's funny because you said today do that little peephole thing on top, and I had already been thinking about this. It's almost like one is the peephole. But then when you said that, I thought, okay, so if they did this one a little bit larger, or maybe it's just regular, and then took a mini card, got some smaller cards, and used a smaller card up here to make it a smaller hole, so that that's like that peephole that you could see through. That would be cute. So I'm going to put both of these down. And on the back, you could leave it if it's got a cool picture on it you want to see. And it could be a floating element, decorative element in a journal. You could put coffee dyed paper or plain paper, light colored paper that matches whatever your theme is, and use it as writing space, journaling space. I'm trying to decide if I want to pocket. I don't think I want a pocket. Could do a pocket behind each one of these, but I don't think I do. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue them down. There's so many ways to do. You can have, when you go to do, you're like, oh, I could do this or this or this with that same idea.
Right. Boom.
I know. Always happens just when we're live. So we will not have Monday Jumpstart next week. I will be having another shoulder replacement. It's my last one, last shoulder, and it's my last major joint. So I hope it's my last joint replacement. Should be. And I'm counting on it going as smoothly as the last one did, because the last one was a piece of cake. Just took time to, get strength back, but it went extremely well, and no problems. So we will plan on being right back to Monday Jumpstart the following Monday, which is the 30th, and the 31st is New Year's Eve, and we don't do New Year's Eve without a Happy Paper People live. So we will be hanging out on New Year's Eve. If you, like us, like to stay away from the crazies on the road, not add to the congestion, and just stay at home, hang out with some friends. It's bring your own drink, bring your own snacks. We provide the games, and we have lots of fun. And all of your admin and maybe some other people will be on live that night. So I think just about all, if not all, admin are going to be available to be on that night.
So which day is this again?
That is New Year's Eve, the 31st.
Okay.
And Casey, you're invited to be on with us that night. Live.
I'd be happy to if I'm available.
If you're available, that would be fun. Okay, so here's a double.
Hello, Sylvia.
Door. Hi, Sylvia. Yay, New Year's Eve. We love New Year's Eve. I know, Sylvia, the horror. No Monday Jumpstart. What are we going to do? Well, here, I'll give you an idea of something to do next Monday. We have been having a challenge for the fourth quarter of this year, and the fourth quarter ends New Year's Eve. So we are going to have a drawing and give away some prizes New Year's Eve for that fourth quarter challenge. That challenge was to post in the group 3 or more times a week using the hashtag and just posting about something creative. People have done all kinds of things creative. It might have been creative for the holidays. It might have been creative with your crafts. It might have been creative in organizing. Who knows? Whatever you have time for, because it's a busy time of year. We know everybody's busy. And the idea of this challenge was to remember to find 5 minutes a day for yourself to do something creative. It's good for your heart. It's good for your brain. And it keeps you sane. So here's your hashtag. Hashtag HPP5MINDAY. Hashtag HPP 5 minutes a day. Margie's probably already put it into chat. She always does. And if you have posted through the last 3 months, I am going to allow you to go back to your posts and add the hashtag if you forgot. So your admin has been very busy trying to catch all the posts that forgot the hashtag and add the hashtag into a comment. So that way you get into the drawing, even if you forgot the hashtag. So anything that you've been posting if it's been allowed in the group, then it qualifies for the hashtag. How's that? So go back and make sure that you've got your hashtag. You can search your name at the top of the page and it'll pull up all your posts, and you can double check yourself there. Because that's going to be a fun time giving away some prizes on New Year's Eve. One of our favorite things to play on New Year's Eve is Pictionary. Everybody likes Pictionary. Because some of us draw better than others of us, and some of us don't draw well at all.
Me.
Me. Yeah, don't forget to put the hashtag in front of HPP5MINDAY. Okay, so here's one with a double door. And I'm going to decorate that one. And I'm going to glue this one down with a single door and decorate this guy. I'm thinking that I will add you know what? I think I'm going to stamp the back of that too. It's nice to have just a little bit of something there. Or maybe I'll just give it a little bit of this. And a little bit of this tissue paper. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to pull out. I'm going to try. I'm going to go out on a limb just because I don't usually do this. I'm going to try glue stick for putting down this tissue paper. That's not normally my way. So I'm going to try it. And then, you'll want to be there. You'll want to be there New Year's Eve for the drawings and to hear about Margie's new challenge for us that's starting January. It'll start January 1. So if you're there New Year's Eve and we happen to release that New Year's Eve, you will have a jump on. If you are sitting home on New Year's Day and have a whole crafty day to yourself, you'll have a jump on getting started on that challenge. It's going to be a fun one. I'm very excited. Those of you who've been around a little while know that Margie's challenges are always some of the best challenges we have. Margie comes up with really good challenges. She always does. One challenge one year was during a month. It was just a 1-month challenge, and it was to make a journal that did not use any lace, flowers, or butterflies. Can you imagine?
It works fine for me.
But the creativity that came out of that challenge was so awesome. And more people, the other thing was so many people made a journal because of that challenge and told me later that it was the first full journal they had ever made. Made all kinds of parts.
First completed journal?
Yep. Made all kinds of parts and pieces ephemera, but had never completed a journal. So see, Margie gets people to do a whole journal, and it breaks that. I mean, you just have to do one, and then it breaks that fear of doing it, or whatever it is. But she always has good challenges. So can't wait to hear what it is. You're all like, yeah, you're pretending like you don't know. Yeah, but we actually haven't worked out every detail, so we just knew what it was in general and knew that we had plenty of time. So Margie and I will talk next week, or maybe this week. Maybe this week, Margie. We'll talk this week and get all her details down. So it is ready to go. I'm going to grab some acetate and actually put a pocket in this one. Yeah, and if you've caught any of the hints that Margie's been throwing out lately. Of course, she always does that. And it may not mean a thing when it comes to her challenge. Ouch. Acetate's easy to cut yourself on. Okay. So I am going to do this way. So this is the front. This is what it's going to be attached to. And I'm going to put, this is thin acetate. I'm going to put an acetate pocket there so things could be stuck in it. So I'm going to attach the front to the acetate first. She has sworn me to silence. Yes, I know nothing. I never know anything. But I do keep a secret, so she has sworn me to silence. Let me look here. Never made a junk journal before. All right, Anne-Marie. Make books with signatures. It's the other stuff. Pockets, tucks, flaps, belly bands I've never done. Oh, wow. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome, Anne-Marie, because that's the easy part. And if you have time, there are about 5 years worth of videos on this channel going back with tons and tons of flips and flaps and pockets and tucks and fancy, fold out things and envelopes and belly bands and all kinds of different embellishments that you can make for your journal. So a lot of them will be under Monday Jumpstart, but there's a lot that were just tutorials or on another crafty day. It wasn't necessarily a Monday. Lucy has loose lips. She might be offended by that. I'm going up here because it's kind of creased right there. So I just want to make sure I have plenty of good space. Okay, so this is what Casey was saying earlier. I put glue around there, and if I just rub the glue, it spreads really easily under the acetate. And so if I just rub it whatever way, I can rub it to the middle and then glue my door down. So he was saying when you rub the acetate down, rub it away.
Out.
Yeah, out from your center, out. And I do want to smash that glue down because I want it to have full coverage so there aren't little air pockets left in there where it's not attached. But I just don't want it to smear into the door and glue that down. So smash it out, press it away.
Smash it out, smash it out.
Oh. Okay. I gotta go to the hall and grab some baby wipes. I forgot to grab a new pack. But now I got glue on my mat, so I really need it. No. All right. Full moon and its power. Yep. It is a real thing.
Pokey tool. There it is.
Double-sided tape. Carrie, why didn't you say that 5 minutes ago?
Well, she said it towards the beginning.
Did she? Why didn't I even think of double-sided tape? I've got a ton.
I don't have double-sided tape, so
I just didn't even think about it. That's weird. Okay. I'm just going to let this dry.
You think of everything, don't you?
Right? Yeah, because, I know everything.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to let that dry for a minute, and then I'll just cut around the edge nice and close to it. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Oh, Margie said score tape. I must have missed that. No, double-sided tape around the outside edges to hold the cellophane on, or the acetate on, Jen. Not putting the whole pocket down. I have super thin. I have like 1/8 of an inch, maybe thinner, 1/16 of an inch, but I've got at least 1/8 of an inch all the way up to 6 inches wide. Okay.
I goofed that up.
I am going to. Is that the right? Probably trim that up just a little bit so it'll open and close easily.
Here's what I was going for. Goof that up. Oh well.
Oh, what?
Nothing. It's not a goof up if you can't see it.
Right, and say when you finish, they won't even know. No, would even be able to tell. What is a goof up? An opportunity to create something new. Okay, so let's take this. I'm thinking about doing these on here too, so just for looks. Got these teeny tiny hinges. Okay, I got these hinges because Margie gave me a fantastic idea about using these tiny hinges as butterfly bodies. So,
I can see that.
And then the wings would move. So you attach the wings out here, whatever you want to do. There's the body, and then the wings would actually move. Super cute. So I got these teeny tiny hinges and have not made butterflies yet. So I am going to use these hinges right here to hinge this guy back on. Feel like it needs a little WD-40. Right? It's moving a little tight. Probably get away with one hinge on that, couldn't you? It's not a very large card. But let's see.
Then,
let's see what 2 would look like.
Out of the way. Out of the way.
All right. 2 hinges better than 1?
Sure.
Drew Rick Rack. Who drew Rick Rack? Oh, Margie suggested butterflies? What? I know. Well, she didn't suggest them. I found them in her stuff.
The conspiracy.
Right? Made little books. Oh, yeah. Super cute. Okay. Do you think two looks like it's right? One, I mean, it feels like it's big enough, small enough. It could only use one, but one just looks like it's out of place, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think two feels right, even though
it's small enough that one would work, but one looks lonely, goofy, yeah, out of place, and two looks right because it's a door.
Yeah.
There.
Agreed, Margie. One would make the door wobble.
True. Well, so it'd be like me. A little off kilter. Okay, let's see. I am going to put some glue. I'm not going to put, these actually came with tiny screws. I'm not going to put tiny screws in these. Not that they would screw in anyway, go through the card and end up coming right off. But when it's done, or when it's dry, actually, I will go back and either put brad heads. That's what I did on this, and these up here. I did not put the brads through there. I just broke the legs off. Also, these hinges, I just broke the legs off and glued the brad head down. When it's not really thick enough to handle the whole brad. If you can't handle brad altogether, then just give him Brad's head, right? Head on a platter. Gotta catch up on chat here. Missed something with Carrie. Oh. Rick Rack in the journal. Oh, Sylvia, is that good? We went and saw Wicked on Saturday, and I saw the things about Red, and I noticed
Red One.
Yeah, noticed that it's on Prime as well, Red One, and so I was wondering if it was good. We're definitely going to watch that.
I've seen it advertised and everything,
but I haven't watched it.
It looks interesting, but I'm kind of over The Rock.
I think usually he does pretty good movies.
Well, yeah, he's just in so many.
Yeah.
Like one right after the other, it feels like I'm just like, I'm done.
Had enough.
Yep.
Had enough. I'd watch Wicked again, though.
Yeah, Wicked I'd watch. Well, I still need to watch it to begin with.
You still need to watch. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Wicked, Sylvia, you need to see Wicked because it fits in with Wizard of Oz.
Yes. It's basically a prequel. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a prequel.
UPS. Okay. Yeah, Sylvia. So Wicked, there's actually part 1 and part 2, and this is just part 1 that's out. So Wicked, this is what I learned. Oh, Casey, I still need to forward you that thing to listen to.
I'm glad we got on the topic.
Right? Wicked happens over like a 2-year period. And so the Wicked that is out right now is part 1. And so that's like a year long. And then Wizard of Oz happens, which is like 2 weeks in the middle of, after part 1. And then next Christmas, Wicked part 2 will come out. And that is after the Wizard of Oz. So it makes sense how it all now fits together, who the people are, where they came from, and the story just makes a whole lot more sense. I've seen Wicked on stage a couple times, and the movie, the live, musical on TV, and yeah, I finally get it. But yeah, Sylvia, you will have to see it because you're a Wizard of Oz fan. Somehow those just feel like they're not straight. I line that up. That's because it's not. Oops. All right, so I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll put the other half on this guy and let that be the door that opens. So back to this. Is this one dry? Let me get the pin back. Oh, don't need the backstory? All right. Well, it helped me because actually the Wicked Witch of the West was not always wicked. They turned her wicked. She was Elphaba, and she actually was a very good, kind-hearted soul, even though she was mistreated her whole life. And finally, she just said, fine, I can't fight this anymore. And she ran away to be wicked. All right.
Good to keep that out. Good. And they kept that out. That's good. Where's my number? There it is. Near numbers.
Okay, so we've got the acetate on the back of the frame. You can see that. So now the frame goes to the back like that. When you open it, that's what you'll see. And there will be a pocket up here that we could slide things in. So let me go ahead and glue this down. This would be easier with double-sided tape. Absolutely. Then it'll have the glue. This is where the glue ends up squishing out into the center of the card. Let's see what I've got here. I've got some super skinny. See how skinny those are?
Oh, very narrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Very narrow tapes. Could probably use a little bit wider one than that, but that's what's right here by my desk. So, yeah. So that's what I'll use. And I could always put a little bit of glue on it with it if I needed it, but if it's too narrow and it leaves gaps, I'll do that later. Thank you, Carrie, for reminding me to think about score tape. Sorry, Margie, that I didn't see your comment at the beginning. Because it would have been a lot easier. You don't have to wait for it to dry, and you don't squish it into the center of the acetate. But I don't think Wicked is on Prime or Netflix at all. So
was that one produced by Disney?
I don't know for sure. I don't remember. I know it was at the beginning of the movie, and I don't remember. But I'm glad
it was produced by Disney. It might already be on Disney.
Oh, that's true. Of course, you probably have to pay for it to see it, but Prime, there's a cost to see Red 1 on Prime, isn't there, Sylvia? Because it's in theaters right now. I think as long as it's in theaters or for the first, whatever the period of time is, then they charge on TV. And then after that period, then it would move to free. But same thing with Moana 2. All right. So I could set that on, or I can set this on. And I think it'll be easier to set this on. So Oops. Oh, shoot. This is a pocket, and I put sticky across the top.
Whoopsie.
I haven't stuck it down yet, but I got sticky up there. So I know what I'm going to do. Any ideas? What would you guys do? And it isn't glue, so I can't just wipe it off. It is actually double stick tape. So what would you do if you...
put a scrap piece of paper over that piece.
A piece of washi, a scrap piece of paper, tissue paper. That would work, actually. I am going to use some powder and just deactivate the sticky. Scrap piece of tissue paper might have been easier. Might have been faster, but...
What is that?
It is just powder. Like sometimes you have little powder pillows, and other times the powder's in the...
Oh, anti-static.
Anti-static. Yeah, I could not think of it. Anti-static powder. Thank you.
Hey, Julie.
Julie's back. Anti-static powder.
I still haven't figured my way around that crap. Oh, that stuff.
Right.
That stuff.
Oh, all the crafting stuff is crafting crap. Don't get offended when I say crap, because it's good crap. It's our crap. It's fun crap. But it's our crafty crap. That's right.
It can be our stubborn crafty crap.
Right. Crap can be fun. So I just making sure that there is absolutely no sticky up on the top, so I don't accidentally stick this pocket together.
By the way, it's a pocket.
It's not a pocket. If I stick the top down, then it's just an acetate window to see nothing, because I wouldn't have put anything in it yet. That's funny. All right.
Do you see what I see? There's nothing behind me.
You see what I see? No. Yes. So yes, you do see what I see. Nothing.
Nothing, because it's wrong.
Because there's nothing. I see nothing. Come on. Oh, I think that is too much glue.
Too much glue for you.
All right.
Casey, I had a question in my time out. The sandpaper on your blending tool, is it handmade? I bought them. They are Tim Holtz sanding discs, but I'm sure you could probably get sanding sheets and then hole punch them to size.
Cut a circle out, yeah.
Yeah, but you'd have to like back them with Velcro or something.
Yep.
To stick to your dauber.
Yeah.
But that's a possibility.
Exactly, and sharpen your punch at the same time.
Yep. I wonder, you'd probably end up ruining your dies if you try doing it with your dies.
It depends on the die. Some of them won't cut through it, and it depends on how fine the sandpaper is too.
Yeah, I don't know what grit these are.
I would put the die on the back side, the paper side, not the sticky side,
instead of the blades on the sharp.
You know what? If you don't have a punch that's the right size, honestly, I'd probably just draw a circle around something and cut it out by hand, because you really don't care if it's exactly, circular. If there's any like extra sandpaper hanging over the edge, not going to be a big deal. But then you don't ruin a die accidentally.
Oh, there you go, Jen. Or just Fabrifix it on. And then you can just peel it off later.
If you do that, then you stand the chance of not being able to get it off. Although Fabrifix should pull off. Any permanent glue would stay on. You just use the Velcro that's already on those. If you put Velcro on the back of some of your some rounds of sandpaper, then you could just change them out just like you would the daubers. They last a while though. Sandpaper lasts quite a bit. I didn't think that this sanding block was really going to do much on it because it's so old and worn down, and it worked just fine.
Okay, so that is it here down. Okay, I think, guys. Oh, I could do that.
What? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, cool.
So I need to find a key or something.
Oh, that's a teeny tiny one, huh? That's the Tim Holtz one.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking to you about yesterday.
So it actually looks identical, even the same grooves. The ones I have, but they're Stamperia, and they're larger. Yeah. That is cool. I don't have any teeny tiny ones like that. I might have.
Yeah, and like, look how really thin they are too.
Yeah, yeah. I like that they have long legs. Mm-hmm. These do too. So when you put them on, you got plenty of room to open them.
So I'm trying to debate whether I should. I'm going to hold off on doing what I'm thinking about doing because I'm going to put glossy accents over that.
Okay, over the number.
Over the number, like inside the plate, but I'd have to let it sit and it wouldn't dry completely during the live. So I'm going to skip that for now.
Can you do anything else you're going to do and then do glossy accents very last?
So that's what I'm thinking.
Because that gets pretty thick in there, doesn't it?
And it's self-leveling and everything. It does like a little bubble thing.
I love that. I love that it's self-leveling.
That's what I like about it.
But if I don't do it very last, I am bound to stick my fingers in it every time.
Well, I'm going to be shifting around the card so much that it won't help.
Trying to do other things on it.
Yeah.
Oh, you could do clear embossing powder.
I do have that.
You said it.
Well, I have
idea.
I have a chunky clear embossing powder, so I don't know how well that'll work. I think I'd have to do it from the backside to make sure it doesn't blow everywhere, because the last time I tried using it, it kind of went everywhere.
Okay, so I want to look at, I wonder if these are glued enough that I can add this door. They are. Awesome.
Because I got this stuff here. Ultra thick embossing
powder.
Oh,
yeah.
This is the only clear embossing powder I have. It's just the ultra thick.
That'd work just.
Or embossing glaze, yeah.
Yeah?
Ooh. Because embossing glaze, I'd still be able to see the number. It would just alter the color inside a little bit.
Yeah. Did you vintage photo on the paper? It looks just a little bit, because you could do vintage photo, which would be, well, it still would be slightly.
It's ground espresso.
Okay. Something super light.
I was almost thinking rusty hinge.
Ooh, love that one. That could be a fun option. It would give you a rust tint. Okay. Let's see if we can get these guys glued now.
Now with me just basically filling that opening, do you think I actually have to like dauber it or anything?
What do you mean?
like put down embossing ink on it at all, or
Yes.
just
Yes.
okay?
Absolutely. Because it has to have something to stick to.
Okay.
But do you have one of those glue pens like this? So, and actually, here's the thing: embossing powder will stick to anything wet, anything liquid. So you could, let's see, because it's going to be hard to get a dauber in there without getting it all over everywhere, and then you're going to end up embossing your outside of your frame and everything that you don't want.
So could I just take a small brush and slightly dampen the top of it, pour it on?
Yeah, or a small brush or a Q-tip and do it into your embossing pad, the ink, and then take that and just dab it over the top of your thing inside.
Oh, okay. Do it from the pad.
Gotcha. Yeah, from the pad to your.
Or a thin layer gel medium. Oh, maybe.
That would work too. Just know that anywhere you touch it on there, that random powder is going to attach to it. And then you end up embossing something you didn't want embossed.
I think I might have to use a firmer brush to
a little sticky brush or something.
Yeah, to pull up the ink from the pad. I don't know if that's going to work. You know what would work fantastic? That Wow embossing liquid that had like a brush in it. I knew I should have done that during.
Diane Reevely also has like a liquid embossing. Do you have did you get one of these glue sticks? Any of those?
I don't think I did.
Glue stick of any kind, or
if I did, I didn't know what it was.
Oh.
At the time.
When I sold them, I did a full demo on them. But
okay, so I don't think that's working. And I can't get that in there. You know what? Here.
Do you have
I'm just going to open up one of these, swivel this thing open.
Oh, I didn't realize you hadn't glued it down. Sweet.
I glued the paper down. I did not glue.
But I thought you'd glued the frame down.
No,
that's even better. That's even better.
I'm making it more work than it needs to be.
I didn't realize you hadn't glued it because I glued my frame down and I did not put it through because, I didn't put the brads through the doors. That's funny.
Now, just going to wipe off the excess from the sides.
Margie, what did I miss?
I think she's laughing at me. I'd be laughing at me.
Oh, we're all chipping in on a wood chipper.
Whoa, that got chunky. That's odd.
Yeah, because by moving it, now you can put the powder where you want it and then brush off everything around it. Not get it on your frame.
Where's that paper I had?
Okay, going up, Margie. We all pitch in. We can take turns using it. 2 or 3 layers of the chunky smooths it out. Yes, okay. I think that's probably where you're going with that. Yeah, depending if you want it full, like when you did the glossy accents, you might need to do 2 or 3 layers. So so you were saying that the really fine Wow would or something would work really well with that. If you've got chunky, that will still work. You just need to do 2 or 3 layers, and that smooths it out. So it's not chunky. If you want it chunky, you only do 1 layer. Is that where we were going, Margie, that I didn't catch? Pretty much everything we've done, Margie has done at some point over the last 50 years. So we usually just have to ask her.
I just tried putting my embossing
lid
on my doll.
Nice.
Oh my gracious. I've been up too long already. Oh my word.
That's funny. Also make another piece and glue it over that existing one. Oh, okay. If you wanted it to be higher. Casey, you could washi, tape around the edge to cover where you don't want it to go. Yeah, but the thing is, if you only get the liquid down where you want it to go, then it doesn't matter where the powder goes. Because the powder is not going to stick if there's no liquid. And that's why he just moved the frame completely out of the way. But if you had something that was going to stick, like glitter or something, and you randomly are going to be getting glue or, whatever is around, then absolutely, JMH, that would be probably your first and most smartest thing to do is wash around the edges or anywhere you don't want it to go. All right, so let's see. What are we going to decorate with here? Oh, I pulled out some of these. These are stickers, but they're book spines. I thought a book spine might even look cool on the left side of one of these. And then it's like a book cover opening up. Don't use those often enough.
Oopsie. That heat warped the vellum underneath.
Oh, right through the paper. Oh, vellum warps so easily too. Didn't even think about that.
No, me neither.
I totally forgot you had vellum. I'm sorry. Should have said open the door all the way so that it's out flat so you can try to get the heat only on the door and not on the other part.
No worries.
Didn't even think about it. That looks cool though, with the rusty hinge on it.
Yep. That's okay. I'm just going to hold it down for a moment. Hopefully it's still hot enough that it'll warp back where it belongs.
Right? See, that's how we learn. We just do it and this stuff happens.
Well, I'm wondering if it was actually the vellum that started warping or the card.
Or the card. Yeah, because it doesn't have the plastic coating anymore, the thinner paper, but the plastic coating warps too. I don't know. It might even be hard to tell. It might be hard to tell. Okay, so this.
Yeah, the vellum's right back here. The vellum's my window. Well, that's kind of cute. I like that.
Mushroom.
And I think it may have overheated it because the glaze doesn't really have, it barely has any shine to it. You see that?
Oh, really? Okay, so did you overheat it and burn it, or did you not heat it enough?
I must have overheated it because it did have some gloss to it.
Okay.
But it like kind of melded with the paper, I guess.
Okay, so
that's cool.
Yeah, it's much more rustic.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, it definitely warped.
That's actually good.
It's fine. It's fine.
This is a different one.
That's fun though.
It is fun to play with them though, isn't it? And see what they'll do. Different scenarios.
I think it definitely allows for the actual like aged look of the number of the door.
Yes, I would agree.
So either way,
as it ages, you always you see a little bit of shine here and there, but not the whole thing isn't shiny anymore.
Yep.
And so just that little bit of shine here and there. That's kind of cool.
I like it.
It's only paper, Margie says.
Well, it's a little bit more than paper. There's some plastic involved, but yeah.
She means value-wise, it's only paper.
Yep.
Throw it away, start again. It took me 2 hours.
Literally, though.
Yeah. Not just paper, it's time. Trying to decide even what theme I want to go with on these. I'm liking snails. I'm liking the mushrooms. Some mushrooms. These are kind of big. I do have some other mushroom stamps that might be smaller. Let's see. Oopsie. Not dragonflies. Could go all with stickers and not do the whole. Do a sticker for the plate. Too big. That one's smaller. No, that's a tag. Could put a mail slot in the bottom one. Do that. Rummaging through stickers, trying to decide what kind of. I purposely didn't pull out a ton of ephemera so that I wouldn't have too many things to choose. Oh, maybe it needs one of these cute cats or dogs. I showed you the cats. I didn't show you the dogs yet, huh? The whole afternoon one, just putting it together and decided I didn't like it. Oh, Margie. Oh, my gosh. You frogged it. Oh, those are the cats. I already showed you the cats. I wanted to show you the dogs. I thought that was the dogs. So I saw a video the other day, and it was the 10 most annoying songs. I think it said of the year, but they're not all songs that came out this year.
Oh.
So that was kind of a weird thing. It was like, who let the dogs out? Was one of them.
Yeah.
I pretty much agreed with all of them except one. Smash Mouth.
Which Smash Mouth?
Walking on the Sun.
How's that one go?
I think that was so annoying. No, not Walking on the Sun. You get I get knocked down, but I get up again. Ain't never gonna hold me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. I don't think that's annoying, only because half my life that's my mantra.
See, I don't think that one's annoying. It's more when people use it in their reels and stuff.
Yes.
And they have a section of it stuck on repeat.
Yes.
That's annoying.
Yes.
I get
Look
knocked
how
down.
cute this little.
I get knocked down. I get knocked down. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, you've got knocked down. Stop.
This guy's adorable. This is one of DM's little, almost billy goat, but got a little brown on the forehead. I know. Aren't these so cute? Look at this. There's a pack of cats I showed the other day, and these are all dogs.
Oh my gosh. Look at the dressy dog.
Yeah. And it's just crazy how they do such a good job of putting the right dog with the right outfit. Look at that.
Good night, Anne-Marie.
Good night, Anne-Marie.
Just calling it a night.
Don't blame you. Oh, cute. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
And I mean, just the right outfit with just the right dog.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't know how many there are in here, but they're all different. There's no repeat.
Bananas is asking where you got those. She's asking if it's Temu. She said she's seen them before, but
that is possible. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But it is possible. Let's me find some of the cuter ones here. The little husky. I don't. We've had a husky, and I don't want a husky.
I love huskies,
but I love huskies, and they are so verbal. They talk so much. I love how they talk. This one's cute. And some of them look just like old men. Some of them look like little kids, and some of them look like, all right, Mom, can I get out of this straitjacket now? That's cute. Oh my goodness. I mean, this from afar, you put a hat on this and it would just look like a guy standing there with long hair.
Right.
Okay, yay, Carrie got one done. Awesome.
Show off.
4 in progress. Oh, look at this little lady.
Oh my goodness.
Smile. Huskies smile a lot too. Yeah, Cuppy's really a husky cat because she talks all the time. Here's another cute one. I told them I would show the dogs, so I didn't have time to show them all on the same day. I love these little, is this a chow? Is that what that is? I love the furry heads.
A chow chow?
Chow chow. I love the big furry heads on all the different kinds that have big furry heads. Oh, okay. Who does this remind you of? Actor. Margie. Sylvia probably knows. DM, probably even in your lifetime. Can you guys see it? Like face, the whole. Oh. Now I got to double check his name. I might have the wrong name.
Margie's like shrug.
Oh.
Jen says Al Pacino.
No. Ed. Was it Ed? Wilford Brimley. That's it. I kept going Ed Brimley. No, it's not Ed. Wilford Brimley. Yes. Yeah. Looked just like Wilford Brimley, didn't it, DM? Oh, yeah, they're cute. They're very cute. So let's see. Maybe we need a dog standing guard on one of these. Or a cat. Or the oatmeal guy. Looks like a teddy bear. Yeah, kind of does. Several of those look like teddy bears. I would agree with that. Where's the opening? All right, if I open this, I'm going to end up with it dumped and mixed up everywhere. Back in its package. So let's see here. We got books. All kinds of stuff. Those are too big. That's too big. I could cut it down.
I ate before we came on. Carrie's saying, you guys have to eat. I'm starving.
Oh, yeah. I need to get lunch, but I need to feed Lucy. Oh, that would be cute. Yeah.
Oh, she's saying she has to go eat. Oh, bye, Carrie. She's saying
Carrie.
she has to go eat. Gotcha.
Okay, that would be cute. Little candle, buy some books. That would be cute. Oh, just dropped a flower. Let's check the other book.
Flower down, flower down.
Right. Yeah. And how about a butterfly sitting on top of those books? That candle. Oh, that candle's even smaller. It could sit on top. Which candle? The big one or the small one?
Margie.
What'd she say?
She said it always comes down to size and food.
Right? Well, she ain't wrong. How big is the food, right?
Yeah, how big is the serving?
Yeah, right? They said a serving. They didn't say.
You didn't say whose portion of a serving.
Yeah, whose size? What size dish I had to use? All right, let's see.
Now I get knocked down. It's stuck in my head.
All right, I need to paper clip these down so I can play with it. Yeah, all the others on their list, the top 10, I found very annoying and would totally agree with them. Okay, that's just to keep that closed. So if this is
Gosh, everything out of my way. I'm getting like overwhelmed with everything just in front of me.
More work and more things are everywhere. Everywhere.
It's like, you need to move, you need to move, you need to be gone.
Stuff.
Go away.
Everywhere. Everywhere stuff. Okay.
I did all that work on those and I don't like it. Okay.
Aw.
There's more I want to do to this, but I'm not exactly sure what. Because I need to put a trim there, and then I need to put I want to put a closure there.
Well, when it melted it kind of opened your pocket for you.
I know, right?
So, not so bad, actually.
Yeah.
You could put something sticking out of the pocket so it's purposeful. Cool.
Oh, yeah, right.
Tag with a, long thing or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I'm wanting to do something else along the frame. I just haven't figured out what.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. It might be just too much.
Use red. That's red. Yeah, idea. I'll use that, and then excuse me. That's the one I want.
Oops. Love it when it goes down when you're not even near it.
I make it look like I have brickwork around the door.
That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, the brick stamp.
No, just a stencil.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, that works too.
I'm using archival, so like if I didn't get all the glossy stuff off of it, it's still going to stay.
Yeah. The serving is whatever I eat and whenever I'm full. That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Margie says, put something in the pocket and just glue it shut. Then it just becomes a surprise pocket to look at, not to take anything out of. Okay, so if I do that, then it still needs, maybe that would be,
Yeah, stop shifting on me. What's still, you darn thing?
And
so I might have to take that out.
Okay, I need to pick this up where you guys can see it. Oh, there are a couple leaves there. Maybe those would be, but not the same. Maybe I should not use these elements, but do some rub-ons instead. No. Okay. What do you think? I don't know. When I look at it in the camera,
cute. I like that.
In the camera, it's always different than, nothing is glued down, so they're all a little bit wonky, but I want the same thing on both doors. I do like the books. The candle was kind of nice. Do have to think about a closure. It could be something very small. It's a better balance to put that over there. Now, of course, these paper clips won't be here. But there will be something to close that with.
There you go.
Something small. Oh, I like it. I like the brickwork. Yeah, a lot.
It's like I need to frame it out with something, but I couldn't wrap my head around what I wanted to frame it with.
Yep.
But that
glue
works.
it down and use the paper clip to close it. Margie says, use the. Oh, I do have some metal paper clips that would.
Is she referring to yours or is she referring to my pocket?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, the pocket. She said, put something in the pocket and glue it shut.
Yep.
Yeah, nice touch. Banana says, I agree with the brick work.
Where is... Now, where's the towel?
They're all, look at the sunflowers would be here over here.
Okay, bye, Jen. Give your mom our love for her birthday.
Yep. See ya. Thanks for stopping in on your lunch hour. Wink, wink. I'll have to trim these up a little closer, get rid of all the white. But maybe sunflowers. Maybe sunflowers on this one. And mushroom. That's a cute mushroom with a snail. Look at that.
Oh, that's adorable. I love that.
Yeah. Maybe he goes down here. I'll trim some of the white off closer to him too.
Oh, Margie was referring to yours.
On the use the paper clip.
The glue it down and use that paper clip to close it.
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe there is a smaller sunflower.
I want to
smaller sunflowers.
What I want. This is what I want.
I need to cut one in part. Okay, I really like this little guy. I think he needs to go on the bottom here. And I think I need to get rid of more of the white around him. Some stickers I'm willing to cut the white edges off if I don't like them. Close enough, and then I can just ink them a bit and they just disappear. But sometimes I think the white is okay. It looks okay. Other times it just looks like nature things. It really kind of looks out of place. There's no big white frame in nature. Maybe a big blue frame. All right.
I don't know where my little broom went.
We will probably have to wrap up pretty soon. Is this a total crafting day for you?
Yeah. Today's a freebie day for me to.
Awesome.
I think Patty's going to be on later on tonight, and I think she's just crafting.
Oh,
yeah, because I think Thursday was the last sale day for the year.
So if we end, are you going to go live on your channel?
I can.
I mean, we could end Monday Jumpstart, and then we could go back live here for anybody who just wants to hang out and craft. I will need to go feed Lucy, but you know, if there's more than me here, I can come and go, and you can hold the fort. Anybody else could come in and craft with us, or we could end Monday Jumpstart, and you could go live on your channel. That's totally up to you.
Sorry, I was reading a message real quick.
I was going to say I'm all involved in this. I'm not looking at chat right now. Are we getting any opinions in chat?
Let's see. Carrie said, "Okay, I'm back. I'll stay."
Okay, so if one of us goes live, maybe Carrie, you want to jump in? If we end Laugh and Craft and then go back live here, or if Casey goes live on his channel, do you want to come on? And let me guess, Carrie, you already made one of these. Are you going to be gel printing? Just a guess.
She said she can switch. Sure.
Okay, so she could come in live with us here or on your channel. Who else? DM? Are you occupado this afternoon, or do you want to come in live just to craft and get something done? Whether it's organizing or crafting. Work on whatever you want to work on.
So Patty doesn't have anything I see posted for tonight, but she might just do a random pop-up. They'll probably be at the same time as her usual sales. So.
Okay. DM just had the world's biggest craft-a-lunch, so she might not have even heard that. Yeah, I had one that happened here without me even touching it. Just trying to get my attention. That's all it's doing.
That's funny.
Is Sarah here? Still here? Sarah M? No, she was at work, wasn't she? Or was she?
I think she might have been at work. I'll be going to Linda's live soon. Sorry, says Margie.
Margie, yeah, she's got Linda's on Monday afternoon. If we're still going afterwards, she'd come back. But that's okay. I knew that, understand that.
I'll be going live into Linda's live.
Julie goes into Linda's as well. Linda Israel. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
It's where I met both Julie and Margie.
Oh, really? Okay.
Several years ago. Linda's
long time ago.
Right?
Fair far away.
Where the music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance. And maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February
this year ain't a guy. Maybe Vader someday later. Now he's just a small fry.
Oh my goodness. I don't know that version.
That's a Weird Al's version. It's called The Saga Begins.
Yeah. Thought I'd heard most of his, but
he left his home and kissed his mommy goodbye, saying soon I'll be a Jedi.
All right. So do you want to end, go back live here? Do you want to go live on your channel? I'll let you choose.
I don't know how many hours I still have available for this month. Because I have the free version.
Yeah, then let's go on mine because I have unlimited.
Okay. Works for me.
Really good point. Didn't even think about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap up and end, and we'll just keep working on these. I will go. We'll get back in. We'll just go back in for a laugh and craft. I will put the link in admin too, so Carrie can come in. Well, Jen's probably off work now, but she's got her mom's birthday. If DM can get her craft-a-lunch under control and come in. So, all right. Yeah, need some lunch, Margie. It is about that time, but it's dinner time for some of y'all. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. And if you made some door or window playing cards, please post them in the group so we can enjoy them as well and be inspired by everybody else's designs. Again, no Monday Jumpstart next Monday, but then, but watch, we may do something during the week this week. Who knows? And then we'll be back on the 30th and we'll have New Year's Eve, the 31st, the New Year's Eve party. All right, guys, we'll see you soon.